welcome. My name is Jocelyn and this is my channel. So today we are doing something that I don't think I've actually done on my channel yet, and that is an empties video. So I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I used up in the last probably 12-ish months. These are the things that I remembered to hold on to. I'm sure that there are probably more things that I just threw away. I'm going to try and be better about that and stowing things away so that I can share the things I've used up with you in my opinion and whether or not I would repurchase these things. So I've got a lot of skincare things, some makeup, a couple perfumes, and I think that's it. So I'm going to go through the makeup first and then my perfumes and then skincare, since skincare is the bulk of the things that I used up. So the first couple things I used up were foundations. The first is this Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. Yeah, I used this up. I used this up in the shade 3.25. I think I repurchased this actually in the shade 2.5. I really like this foundation for kind of everyday wear. It's just really light on the skin. It's not too cakey. It's not too mattifying. It's exactly kind of what it is. It's a weightless ultra definition liquid makeup. So it's very weightless on the skin. It doesn't provide a lot of coverage, but can be built up to provide medium coverage. And I like it for the work week. I think it provides just enough to kind of cover any blemishes, even things out, but not look too heavy on the skin. The next foundation I used up is a CoverGirl foundation. This is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous in the shade 8.25, I think is what that is. Buff beige is the shade. I will not be repurchasing this because CoverGirl is not cruelty free, but I did love this foundation. I think this is the only foundation that I love from the drugstore, which is very unfortunate. I have very oily skin. I occasionally have dry patches or like flaky patches. So that's my skin type. If you have a foundation from the drugstore that you really like, please let me know down in the comments below, because I mean, the only foundations that I seem to have found have been ones that are from higher end brands, which is, I mean, fine, but not affordable. So if you have an affordable brand foundation that you like, that you think be really good for my skin type, please let me know. I did try the Milani foundation and it didn't work at all for me. There's not very many cruelty-free brands in the drugstore, so if you know any that are cruelty-free, let me know. But this I did love, but will not be repurchasing. I did use up 2 of the Kat Von D tattoo liners, both in the shade Trooper. These are just little deluxe sizes. I do have a full size now. I love this for kind of creating that wing. I use normally 2 liners at the same time, the Kat Von D to create that defined wing, and then the Tarte liner to do the rest of it, because I find the Tarte lasts longer and is blacker, but this really works for defining a wing. Next, I used up a Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is a 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer. This worked perfectly fine for me. I am right now using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I think I would repurchase this, but it takes me forever to go through an eyeshadow primer, and I like using different ones that I don't know if I'd repurchase this anytime soon, but it worked perfectly fine. Next, I have an eyebrow pencil. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Taupe. It has the brow definer on one side, and then it has a spoolie on the other side. I love having the spoolie on the other end, but I did find that the edge of my wing would fade during the day, which sucked because I don't really have any eyebrow from like here over, so I really had to fill that in right there. And so once it disappears, it just looks like I'm missing half of my eyebrow. So I don't love that. I probably wouldn't repurchase this, but I do use the Anastasia brow pomade that works really well and lasts all day, which I absolutely love. I have been wanting to get another brow stick or pencil like this that lasts all day, but it looks a little bit more natural than a pomade does on my eyebrows. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Next, I have one mascara sample. Again, I'm pretty sure I probably used up so many more mascaras this year, but I only held on to one. So this is a little deluxe size sample of the YSL, I think this might be the Shock. That's what it says right there. I can't repurchase this anyways because YSL is not cruelty free, but it worked okay. And maybe not my favorite mascara ever, but it worked all right. I mean, again, I wouldn't repurchase it. If I wasn't cruelty free, I still probably wouldn't repurchase it. Last things related to makeup are 3 skin primers. The first is by Urban Decay. This is the Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This was in my Project Pan last year. I would repurchase repurchased this. I think it worked really good for my skin. It felt like it helped tone down any redness. It made foundation go on really well. My foundation lasted, and I liked this. I enjoyed it. I think it worked pretty well. The next primer that I have is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I used this up last year. This was also in my project pan, as you can see right there. I would repurchase this also. I think it worked really well. I do want to try getting another sample of this and then the NYX Angel Veil Primer and do a compare test to see if there's really a difference, because I've heard that they're dupes for each other, and I have tried both of them before, but not at the same time and not close enough together to really be able to tell if they work the same. But I do like this foundation primer. I think it works really well for my skin type and will be repurchasing at some point in time. The last primer that I used up is this one by Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This works really well for me when I'm wearing a heavy foundation and a very mattifying foundation. I do have oily skin, so if I pair this with, like, for example, that Naked Skin foundation, I do tend to get a little too oily for my liking. So yeah, I actually have repurchased this. I do have one sitting over, I think it's actually in the Alex drawers behind me. If you watched my declutter series, you will have seen this in there. So I already repurchased it. Moving on, I do have one lip product. This I actually finished up, I think, like last week, and this is a product by Glam Glow. This is their Pout Mud Wet Lip Balm Treatment. I used this every single morning after I would wash and then moisturize my face. I used to put this on so that it kind of soaked into my lips while I was doing my hair, and then by the time I did my makeup, my lips were plumped and ready to go for the day. This actually took me quite a long time to use up. I want to say a year and a half maybe, and I used this like almost every single morning. So it got a lot of use and did last a very long time. I liked this. Do I think it's worth the like $30 or however much it was? It was expensive. It's a Glam Glow product. No, probably not. There are alternatives out there that are probably just as good, and this is expensive, and it's Glam Glow. I can't repurchase it anyways. So I mean, it was good while I had it, but wouldn't repurchase regardless of my cruelty-free status. I did use up 2 perfumes. The first is a deluxe sample, a spray roller ball sized of the YSL Black Opium perfume. I love this perfume, which is unfortunate because YSL is not cruelty-free, but I used this up. I bought it a long time ago because this was kind of like my signature scent for a very long time. The next perfume I used up was this Jimmy Choo Blossom perfume. I bought this because Kathleen Lights raved about it, and I agree, it smells really, 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 really good. I will say though that it doesn't last on the skin very long at all, so I wouldn't repurchase because of that, and I haven't looked into whether this is cruelty-free or not, but I'm betting probably not. So I wouldn't repurchase alone because it doesn't last on the skin. So moving on to skincare products that I have used up. Again, there's quite a few. I only have one mask here. This is a mask by Peter Thomas Roth. I bought a set of masks from this brand maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and this is the first one that I used up. I have 2 of these also in my project pan, which I will link, so don't forget to check out my project pan video. This is the pumpkin enzyme mask, and I think it worked well, but the last time, or the last couple times I tried to use it, it did like burn my skin. It felt like the moment I put it on, it hurt, which it didn't used to do that. But the description of this is: an intensive skin resurfacer treatment, exfoliates with pumpkin enzymes, peels with alpha hydroxy acid, polishes with aluminum oxide, reveals smoother, younger looking, radiant, and revitalized skin. Which I will say that it did do, but it was a little harsh. So if you are sensitive at all, I would not suggest this for you. If you've got strong skin, maybe. I won't be repurchasing for obvious reasons. I did use up a toner. This is by Sunday Riley. This is the Martian Mattifying Melting Water Gel Toner for oily and acne prone skin. Basically exactly my cup of tea. I love this. I think this works really well. This is the best toner that I have ever used on my skin. It is so expensive, but I will repurchase this. I'm trying to hold out for the VIB sale this spring to purchase a full size, but we'll see. I've been without it for like a month and a half now, and I really want it back. So I do have some gift cards that I got for Christmas to Sephora, so maybe I'll use those to repurchase this, but I'm holding out for that VIB sale to get some savings on this expensive product. Yes, I will repurchase this because I think it works so well. I do have an exfoliant here. This is the Tarte Friction Stick. This is, there's no other description on here. This is a friction stick. It is a stick that had like charcoal and little exfoliants in here. Basically, you just rub it around your skin, and then I normally just rub it in and then wash it off. I use it in the shower. I love this. I did repurchase. The repurchased version of this is sitting in my shower right now, and I would highly suggest this. I think it works just really well on the skin. It kind of cleanses and then also gently exfoliates, and I love it. I think it works really good. I would definitely recommend it. I have a cleansing balm here by Pixi. This is, let's see, a nourishing cleansing balm with sweet almond oil and coconut butter. This is a balm to oil cleanser. You do get a lot of product in here. I bought this to replace my Clinique Take the Day Off balm, which I loved. I would not repurchase this. I think it worked really well, but I found that it left my hands feeling super greasy afterwards when I would rub it in, and then I'd have to go over my face a bunch of times with a damp washcloth to really get that residue off. It really did take my makeup off really well, but just it was kind of messy and left a really harsh residue. I have been using a Lush 9-to-1. Lush has a cleansing lotion that I've been using and really enjoying, and I actually also just purchased, because I'm almost out of that, a cleansing oil, same basic principle, a balm to oil from the brand Farmacy. I just purchased it. I'm gonna use it after I run out of my Lush lotion cleanser, so I'll let you know if I like it or not in future videos. But I wouldn't repurchase this only because it left a harsh residue behind on my hands and my face. I do have an eye product here. This is by the brand Farmacy, like I just mentioned. This is their I Do Total Eye Cream. I enjoyed this. I thought it worked okay. Do I think that it was worth the price point? Maybe. It was just all right. Like, it wasn't anything to really write home about. I do like this brand, which is why I just made a purchase from them. Will I repurchase this? Probably not. I want to say no. It definitely wasn't bad, but I don't think it was something that I noticed a great difference because of. So I mean, it was okay. Not the worst thing in the world, not the best thing in the world. If I don't find anything else that works really well for me, I probably would repurchase this, but it's just nothing to write home about. I have a couple moisturizers here. The first is by the brand Youth to the People. This is their Kale and Spinach Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid Age Prevention Moisturizing Cream. I used this up a while ago, made in California. That's cool. And I would repurchase this. I did like the way it made my skin feel. I liked the way it sank into my skin. Age prevention is always a good thing if someone my age. I definitely don't feel like I'm old at all by any means, but age prevention, it's preventing those fine lines and that kind of stuff. So I will repurchase this probably maybe at some point in the future, but I've been using a few different moisturizers at this point in time, so it might be a while, but I definitely enjoyed this. I think this is a really good brand also and would highly suggest. The next moisturizer or lotion is by the brand Dermalogica. This is their oil control lotion by their Mattifying clearing line. Dermalogica has a few different lines that they carry, so they have one for like teenage skin, for aging skin. The Mattifying clearing treatment system is for people who are older in age, so not teenagers, but who also suffer from acne, so basically people who suffer from adult acne, which is me, hardcore me. I've got quite a few breakouts right in here. Ooh, what is going on right here? Why is my chest all red? What's happening? I think this line works really well for me. I actually have already repurchased this along with a few other things from their line and would highly suggest it. I am trying to use up some of the other lotions that are currently in my collection, like sample sizes or deluxe size samples of lotions, but I think I'm gonna need to go back to this pretty soon because I have been breaking out pretty bad, and I think it's because I've moved away from this to things that aren't targeted really towards people who suffer from acne. So if you suffer from adult acne at all, I would definitely, this is an expensive brand. Let me just say that first. It is very expensive, but it worked so unbelievably well for me, and I couldn't recommend this anymore. Like, it's so good. And I mean, if you want to see the things that I'm currently using and loving in my skincare regime, let me know down in the comments below because I'd be more than happy to share that with you. I do suffer and have suffered from acne most of my life, from early high school all through college. I suffered from hardcore acne. I went on Accutane 3 different times, so I am no stranger to suffering from crazy skin breakouts and just being all the things that come with having acne. I've been there. I've done that. Back to this. I have repurchased. I would recommend this. Going along with that moisturizer, I purchased the Clearing Skin Wash by Dermalogica in the Mattifying clearing line. This is my second bottle of this. Again, I think this works so well. I use this morning and night. At night, I use it with my Clarisonic, and I absolutely love this. I think it works so well. Couldn't recommend more. Last year, I also used up this Kate Somerville Detox Daily Cleanser. For me, it wasn't anything special. I didn't find that it did anything great at all for my skin. It was okay. I mean, it cleansed things, but I didn't notice a severe difference in my breakouts or anything like that. Would I repurchase? Probably not, no, especially since I found that Dermalogica brand cleanser that's worked so well for me. This just, it wasn't anything special, which sucks because I like the brand Kate Somerville, but I wouldn't repurchase. And that does it for my Empties video. Let me know down in the comments below, what are some products that you tend to use up a lot, and what are your most repurchased products? Skincare or makeup or perfume or anything in between. I would love to know if there are things that I'm missing out on that I should be purchasing. I'm always down for purchasing and trying new things, especially skincare. I know that I just really talked up the Dermalogica line, but I really like experimenting with different things. Again, I still suffer from acne. None of these things have worked 100% for me, so maybe there's something out there that I'm not trying that it should be. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.